I made a lot of mistakes when I was young.
Oh my goodness. I mean, again.
I have a lot of work to do.
We know nada, we know nada, yeah, no nada.
Tell me, my friend, what's going on?
Today I was driving quietly.
Quietly, how?
Quietly.
Do you have a Tesla?
No.
The only way to drive quietly is if you have a Tesla electric car. Otherwise, you make some noise.
Okay, all right. But let me tell you, today I was driving quietly, trying to keep myself out of the world, just be focused in me and in my thoughts.
Isn't that dangerous?
I don't know, but then this thought came to my mind. Don't matter how many times you forgive people that you love and friends or things, and sometimes they keep making the same mistakes and they keep hurting you. And then I thought about my father. I was like, I gotta call my father because I made a lot of mistakes when I was young.
Oh my goodness. I mean, again.
No, I did. I called my dad and I said, Dad, how can you be so forgiving? So many things I've done. I destroyed at least 4 cars of yours. And you still love me. And you know the funny part about my father? That he never bring that about in any conversations.
Because sometimes when the conversation get heated, we usually bring the past.
That's my
bad.
mother.
Oh,
my mother makes sure that
she reminds you all your behaviors, all your mistakes.
Oh, my
from the past.
mother makes sure that she bring it back. Do you remember when you did that? My dad not. So I think I have a little bit of both of them. I think I'm a little bit my father, very forgiving. But then I think I bring about it in a conversation like my mother does.
Huh.
How are you about forgiveness?
Forgiveness. So makes me think that word forgiveness, because someone has to have done something bad to me. For me to think about forgiveness, I must have been hurt.
Right.
If you don't get hurt, you don't need to forgive. You only need to forgive when you get hurt.
Okay, that's very deep.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're saying.
If there's no hurting, there is no need of think about.
So you never get hurt?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, I know what the word forgiveness means.
You know what I'm saying? Because
yes.
we all say we need to forgive the wrongdoers. We need to forgive the ones that treat us bad and say things and disrespect us, who hurt us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
when we live in that world.
But I don't think that's what the.
And I'm just. You bring the word forgiveness.
No.
You ask me a question about forgiveness. So I'm trying to understand forgiveness because I don't understand forgiveness. To forgive, I need to be hurt. If there's no hurting in me, the forgiveness doesn't come.
Let's say you hurt. And then you were hurt really bad.
Why did I get hurt? Let's say that you...
Because you allow? Or maybe someone...
No, don't...
Well, in my case, let me explain that. Let me explain that maybe you can conclude my rational way to thinking here. Like, I was thinking that many times, I piss you off. I've done things that
anyone
was outrageous.
Yeah, we don't have to
I've seen my dad really upset, really upset with me. He has a way to come and talk to me and afterwards, and I keep repeating the same mistakes. That's what I was talking about. How can you forgive someone that you love, even though you love, even if it's your kids or friends and stuff, and always repeating the same mistakes?
Sure.
And even when you go and ask, please don't do that. When you do that, it hurts me. And I'm just saying, please don't do it.
So
and the person
you have
keep
to
doing
forgive.
and the person keep doing it. And do you forgive to let it go, or how are you going to walk away from your kids? You know, like if in that case it was me keeping making mistakes. I was trying to understand my dad. I say, how could you be so forgiven? Like, how do you cope with this, Dad? What is the secret? And he's like, it's because I love you so much. And
Okay, I'm gonna put a question here. I don't know if anyone has ever thought about it. Is there love when we think in terms of forgiveness? Is there love in yourself, around you, in you, when you think in terms of forgiveness?
if you have to forget.
No, not forget. Forgetting forgiveness is
No.
yes.
Yeah.
Forget forgiveness.
If I have to forgive someone, like, is that love?
Is there love if you think in terms of forgiveness? You treat me bad, and I forgive you. Is there love? If there is love, there's no thinking. Your daddy just say, you ask him a question and
I'm
you
so
say,
confused.
because I love you. He say, I love you.
Right.
So there's no need of forgiveness.
There's no need for anything but just love.
Love. Now, when I don't love, I forgive you.
But what is about that?
Because I've been hurt this whole time. I've been hurt. I've been
Naturally.
I've been in pain for whatever you say or did to me. And then you go ask forgiveness, and I put a hand on your head. I forgive you. What the heck is that? I forgive you.
What about that quote that people say, I forgive you, but I'm never going to forget what you did to me? It's like,
Exactly. So there's no love.
forgive but not forget.
Because love, real love is to not remember a thing. Oh, that's deep. That's
really love, true love is not to remember a thing.
Oh, well, you don't have to just...
So I think I love everybody because I don't remember anything. Like, especially when I read the book, I love the book because I don't remember anything that I read. That is my love.
Well, some
I'm
people
joking,
will,
you know?
some people will say that to love is to forgive. No, I don't think the two things go together, because you just think in terms of, like we were saying, if you really think about it, you only think in terms of forgiveness when you are hurt.
Go. I wanted to talk about this because you have a deep thought than I do, because I have everything noted in the paper, how I'm going to forgive someone or not, because you did this to me. You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to help a friend. It's like, hey, stop doing what you're doing. And then the person keep doing the same thing. They say, you know, I'm like...
And then how you forgive that person.
Yes, I say, stop doing. What do you think? You think this is lottery, that one day you keep doing what you're doing over and over again, things is gonna change? You're trying to help someone.
So first of
One day you're gonna
let me
win.
interrupt you, because you're going like a train, like
Yes,
100
because
miles an hour.
This is very exciting, because when I start hearing what you say, and to love, the forgiveness doesn't exist. Like, you don't need it.
no, exists as long as I get hurt.
Right, but if you love, you don't need to forgive. It just
there is
pass.
love,
it just pass.
If there is love, is there hurting?
Do you think the world will forgive us for everything we do to the world? The world doesn't do that. The world will just become again.
Okay. There's hurting. That is like, stupid things going on. like in our families, with our relationships, when they do something that we don't agree, that we don't think is right, you should not be doing this kind of thing, because we have our mind set in a certain way. We think we know what's right and what's wrong. So when someone does something to us, we quickly judge, we get hurt, and say, like, you should not be doing this, it's wrong, and it's going to take a while, but I will forgive you maybe someday.
Like, for example, give me an example. Like, well, let's just cheating. Someone cheating. Like a
Cheating.
boyfriend cheating a girlfriend. I'll say, let's do that.
Forgive. Okay, all right. So,
A marriage, someone cheated with another person. How are you going to forgive that?
well, I mean, do you really want to talk about this? Because
Because it's a very clear example that a lot of people deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
oh goodness,
That is- I don't wanna go-
If you want to really go, I mean, we can go, but
Go.
I don't know if people are gonna be pleased, because they might hear something that they're not ready to hear.
I'm sure I'm not.
Yeah, because okay, you just say about cheating, for example. If you want to talk about that.
Sure.
If I'm cheating, there. First of all, why do I get married?
I get tired of US. That's what people say.
So I get tired,
Yeah.
right, of your, like you say, and then I look for others, and then that thing happened, be cheated, right, and then do I forgive you? Then comes the word forgiveness, because I'm hurt. Now, if you did something, I don't get hurt from that, which is is it possible to not get hurt from being cheated, right?
Open relationship, I guess.
Mm.
It's like nobody belongs to anybody. That's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say that way, but like first
But
we need to understand how human beings.
That's a point that, you know,
It's.
like,
I mean, if you really think about the whole family in relationship thing, it's a created thing,
man-made.
man-made.
You're mine, you belong to me.
But I mean, otherwise we'll be like animals, right? Going all over the place. Like
We are like that in a
we are
certain
animals,
way.
but we are more like trained.
Are we?
Well, we're a little bit more
We just pee and poop in the right place, but the rest we're doing the same.
trained in the sense that, okay, we have a family, we have
Right.
a boyfriend, girlfriend, we are married. Now I stay in my box. I cannot go out of the box anymore. But it's hard to stay inside the box because everybody wants to be free. And this box like holds me from be curious and try new things.
And then you hurt me because you be curious. So you kind of hurt me. And now the person cheated on me. Like, now I'm not going to forgive you. Because is that forgiveness on the animal kingdom?
Forgiveness.
Yeah, if the lion goes and then not the lion on the lion.
Well, I feel like I don't know.
You're mine.
I'm not an expert on that.
Probably.
But I think in a relationship, I don't know how you call, right? They are together. And if one goes and gets, in a relationship with the other one, like in sexual whatever, the other one can feel the smell and don't want to get close anymore. I don't know if it's the male or the
That's
female.
pretty much what happened when the husband comes
They
home
feel
with
the
a
smell.
different smell. I don't want to be with you anymore. But
See, we still have this animal instinct in us that we inherited from
or the lipstick on
animals.
the shirt. That's a
Yeah,
typical thing.
All of those things. So, but I mean, I'm not saying in terms of right or wrong. Of course, when you are in a relationship, it's not about even talk about fidelity. It's not like bring those. It's about real love.
When you choose
Love. When there's love, there's not the word fidelity, the word like respect, the word forgiveness doesn't come into place because there's love.
Right.
I mean,
What about like the 70s, like the hippies, and say, I love everybody. And then they have this big orgy. Everybody's
no, not love, like not
it's
love,
like there's nothing to forgive. Hey.
not the love of sex.
But then
and
comes the shame.
not that kind of love. That's not what I'm talking about.
I know, I'm just joking.
Yeah, of course you're joking because you couldn't be serious about it.
I understand what you say. And the problem for me, it's like I'm so involved emotionally because I was raised that way. I was raised Catholic.
Yeah, the word forgiveness, it comes from, right? Most
I
Catholics,
don't know.
Christianity.
Everything.
It's used in.
I feel guilty about everything. Seriously.
Please forgive me.
Yes.
We go to church to be forgiven.
Forgive me for everything I've done.
Yeah.
Everything I've done. Or, man, there's like if I say something, if I acted differently with my mom and dad, I used to punish myself, kind of like, please God forgive me, God forgive me for what I said. And at the same time, you know, my mom and dad didn't even. They're just like, you know, okay, or sometimes just spank me a little bit. Don't do it again.
Yeah, so the word forgive, it's not an easy thing because most of us, like we were saying earlier, you get hurt. So we think in terms of forgiveness.
What about people that take advantage of you? Like people that take advantage of your kindness.
All right, okay, wait just a second. My trouble here is the feeling that I have to forgive. You take advantage. Can we deal with that? See what happened, see what's happening. And
Oh,
yeah, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like, okay, there's a cheating situation, right?
cheat is way to take advantage.
And then you know it's real. Now there is forgiveness, which means like I'm hurt and
you caused that. So
I blame, people
That-
blame on the person, right? How are we to connect again and be as was before that thing happened?
okay.
Is there a way to do? Some people say, I forgive you now, but it's going to take, I might live with it forever or take a long, long time. Or once you do something wrong again, I'll bring you back to that to remind you what you did.
That's my mom.
Right?
My mama was master in manipulation, especially to make you feel guilty about something. You go in my house and eat there. You be in my house, you eat there, and if you not finish, my mom say it was bad then, and you say no, it was delicious. So she's go like, so why don't you finish? Why don't you eat it again? We usually say eat it more, eat more, and if you don't eat a second time, she's get it. She's like, oh God, she's gonna take personal. Can I tell you something? It might help us to get in a situation to understand a little bit that my father, this day that I talked to him, which was today, about this. My dad never told this story. I don't think nobody knows in my house about it, but he just told me today. So my father used to own a pharmacy, a drugstore. And he got tired. So he was like, I'm going to sell the business. I don't want to do this anymore. He opened the drugstore on a neighborhood that didn't have drugstore because he wants to help the neighborhood. Because his father lives there. So he wants to help the neighborhood. He opens a pharmacy. But people used to get out of that neighborhood to go buy in a different pharmacy. So my dad's like, I'm trying to help, but I'm getting tired, so I'm selling the business. Someone from the family saw the opportunity on his side to say, and they work in the drugstore in the downtown. It's like, I would like to buy your pharmacy, but, if you can do some deals. So my dad wants a price. That person put the price down. I felt like, take advantage, whatever. And in the negotiation, they told my dad, I'll give you that much cash and I will give you a motorcycle. And if you can make some installment payments. So by that period of the time of the payments, the business wasn't doing well. So the farmers was going broke. It gets to a point that the family member come to my dad and say, hey, I can't pay you anymore. So the only thing I can do is to give you back at the pharmacy. Whatever I pay you, have it, of course, and I just going to give you back the pharmacy. My dad, such a kind person, say, sure, I'll get it back. But when my father got back, the only thing left from the pharmacy was the racks, the glass, what do they call?
The racks to put to the...
To put the medication stuff, but it's all glass. My dad say, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. So my dad say, I'm going to sell it. So my dad's put it to sell it. And a friend of my dad came and say, João, I would like to buy your racks. It's organized. I forgot the name. Display. That's what it is. Glass display. I would like to buy from you, but I'm gonna have to pay you little by little. So because his pharmacy, all the display was made of bamboo. You know, it's very. So my dad say, okay, let the guy have the display. So one day my dad came to the business of this guy. He put it on display. It was beautiful. The pharmacy is looking great. So my dad came back after a while just to see with the guy when he could pay. So when my father walked back on the pharmacy, everything was back the way it was. Bamboo. No glass display. And then he said, what happened? Where's the glass display? He said, well, I was open a second pharmacy in Carandaí. On the travel, another city. On the travel, the truck crashed and all the glasses and everything broke it. So I was afraid to tell you about it. And my dad, was like, "Wow, this is tragic. What are we gonna do?" My father forgave the guy, and then later on, my father find out that was not what happened. Happened was that he was so much in debt that he sell my father's glass display to pay his debt. And he never told my dad anything about it. And my dad said not too long ago, he saw the guy on the street. My father never bring about it, never talk about it, let it go. I say, Dad, how do you do it? It's like, what do you want him to do? I say, Dad, you're a lawyer. You could sue the person. I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Right? So, I mean, I know what you mean with this story. Usually, when you give someone something, or they're supposed to pay you back, that's why you have all these contracts. When you sign up for something, for renting, or, buy a house or buy a car, whatever that is, you sign a contract and you are supposed to pay. If you don't pay that, they'll go after you.
Or they come and take it. They
go
possession.
They go after you.
Yes.
Yes. In Brazil, we go more like in a good faith.
Not anymore. Yes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The time that your father did.
Yes.
And a lot of times people take advantage of that situation. Here, things work a little more because the rules that we have, they become, right?
It's a contract.
It's a contract, and you become like fear. You do those things because of fear. And there you kind of have a little bit more of, you can go and do something like that. Maybe not anymore, like you said, but in the past, people used to take advantage of those situations.
Yes. But that's my background. This is me. I did not know how to put a contract together in anything because the way I learned from my dad, it's always like, you need to trust people.
If you are business mind, successful people, let's just put like that, people, with visions, that's how their mind works. It's on the paper. And you must follow. I'll give you everything that you want, but you must follow the rules and give me with interest back. If you don't give me, we'll sue you, we'll put you in jail, whatever that is. And the way your father did was more shake a hand, type of contract.
Mm-hmm.
And in the business world, that doesn't work because, people, you might be lucky to go and find someone that will give you a word about some exchange and give you back. But it's not always like that. Sometimes people take advantage of you.
But my father told me, when you give your word, he told me that you better do it. Whatever it is, when you give your word, you better do it. I'm late sometimes to do things and stuff, but I'll do it. It takes me forever sometimes, but I'll do it. Everything that I manage, that I say that I'm going to do, I'll do it. Now, when you say that, we need a contract. Why the contract exist?
To protect ourselves, right?
Why? But why? Because there is no trust.
There's no trust, exactly. Because human beings, you might be lucky to go and find one that will pay you back, or so someone might run away with your money or with whatever you gave to them.
Just say, don't judge me. Hey, so wedding is a contract. So that you start your love story with a contract, and there is no trust. Well, it's like you are my possessed. You swear that you're going to be with me forever, never. I mean, if there's love, you don't need that, right?
See, that's a complicated issue, right? Because if you really go into it deep, there is no need for a contract. But contract is necessary in the age that we live, because if you're going to open a banking account, you want to share, you need to do those documents.
Right.
You need to sign a document together. If you're going to have a passport, have your wife to have your name, you need this kind of contract. You cannot just love and still travel together as a couple, as a married couple. You cannot buy a house together if you don't have this documents.
Or the benefits of your family, health insurance and stuff like that.
Health insurance or
right.
If one dies, to have the house.
Right.
So you need a document. So in that case, we do that, which...
That's the way it is.
Agreed, but no.
It's so interesting because when we are talking like this here, it sounds like, what do you guys want? No contract for nothing. Just give me a car. We're not talking about that. That's not what we're talking about.
We're just putting the thing on the table. It's not picking sides. That's what we need to, me and you and whoever is listening, to understand. It's not picking a side saying there's good or bad. Because if everybody's going to say, of course, having a contract is good. The moment you say that having a contract is good, you will do everything against the other side. And then you don't understand the other side. We don't understand the whole picture. Now, the moment that we don't so quick to judge, to condemn something, we can look at it and understand. And on the understanding, we will do the right thing.
And there is people that read.
But we only know what's right and what's wrong, what is told us to be done. Contract. Of course. The age that we live, the times that we live, we need those contracts.
To protect yourself. Yes. Otherwise, you're doing service and people do not reward you or pay you for the service. Yeah. Let me tell you this. I have to do a job. I have to do something, and I have to send a contract. So I did the contract, and I was reading the contract. And the more I read the contract, the more uncomfortable I feel about the contract. I was like, I would not sign this. This is a contract that I'm sending. It's like, I don't want to sign this because, whoa, boy, if you don't do it, what it says here,
I know.
And then how many contracts I signed without reading? Every time we go online, when you go Apple store to buy music or to buy, that is a contract.
Well, that's more like about selling the information.
Doesn't matter,
Your-
but have you ever read it? All those disclaimers. You don't.
Yeah, we don't.
People don't read what they're signing. I don't. And then now that I made a contract, a disclaimer about my job and what I have to do, and then when I read, I was like, boy, oh boy. I was like, oh. So, how many pages is that? Like 4 pages. Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
And I got uncomfortable.
Well,
really
for
got
the people that always live with this, that's their work and that's how they raised. It's something natural and normal. But for someone who never done that kind of thing, there is, for the sensitive person, let's just put it like that, it's a feeling of guilt doing that.
Yeah, you're right. That's how I feel.
Yeah, but for a lot of people say, no, it's natural. You're doing that to protect yourself, and that's how it's been done for hundreds of years. That's what works in this country. That's why this country works.
And I think that's the solution for forgiveness. You don't need to forgive anymore.
If you have a contract, there's no forgiveness. You just do the contract.
And then if the person doesn't do what you just sue the ass.
Exactly.
I'm going to sue your ass.
Yeah.
Anything you do now, you just make the person sign.
Everything. Look, you got to clean the dishes tomorrow. So let's sign right here.
again.
If you don't sign, if you don't do it, you're going to be...
Yeah.
So everything that you do, make a contract.
Like we have a date, for example. Have a date. So when you have a date, you say, I'm going to be there at 10 p.m. Sign a contract. Because...
If you're there 10:10, every minute is interest that you pay.
Exactly.
$10 every minute.
Exactly.
you
So
go.
you don't have to get to the date late, 10 minutes late and say, please forgive me. You don't have to.
You don't have it. Here it is. Look.
There's the contract. And then you say,
10
hey,
late.
there's penalty here as long as you aware of that you're going to pay a penalty. There's nothing to forgive. Are you okay with that? Yes. That.
So
Do you think we're going to get to this point? Probably.
But
we already know.
Well, what happens when you disobey the contract or you don't do what's
get
the contract?
sued.
No, and also me who have not followed the contract, I will get anxious and angry about it.
And it's bad for you because you're going to be...
There's nothing I can do because you can go and say you have to face with justice this thing. It's on the contract. You're not gonna. You're free to leave now, but you're gonna get a letter saying to appear in the court and this time.
And
this
besides
day.
that, you're gonna get demoralized.
Look what's
and
happening
nobody's
here.
gonna trust you.
The contract is building. It's building tension between me and you, between us, between people, because we're not really. But it's business. That's what they call. It's business.
Date is gonna be a business. Now you go to the app and choose your
So in
boyfriend.
business,
and say, hey,
there's
let's
no
date.
emotion. There's
Yeah.
no feelings.
So the contract
You
would be like,
follow what's in the paper.
let's sign the contract. This date, 10 p.m. Hi, nice to meet you. Let's say I met you on the app, blind date pretty much. I saw your picture. We have a date. I would be the first one to say, hey, this is a little paper here. Make sure that just sign. Make sure that you're not going to use your cell phone and you're not going to look at the pictures or other person as long as you're with me. We're on a trial. You have a week trial with me. Let's see if it works.
Yeah.
Sign this paper here. Do you think we're going to get to a point that,
Well, it's like that, but without a contract.
yeah, I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work to do.
Well, but it's both ways, I guess. What we're talking about is look at the whole picture. It's not just look the forgiveness or just see as a contract, but see the whole thing and try to understand.
Now I can go and talk to my dad. Hey, Dad, do you remember that? Next time you have a contract. Well, my father went to law school now. When 68 years old, he came back and did a law school. I guess that's what he's trying to learn how to make a contract now.
Yeah.
But he decided that forgiveness, I guess my dad didn't even put it that in a plate. It's not about forgiveness. It's just like, let it go. After that whole situation, he let it go.
To think about forgiveness is to live with a scar with the rest of your life. When you think about forgiveness,
Whoa, that's deep. That's deep. Forgiveness is living with a scar for the rest. Now, people say that, no, I forgive you. I'm just not going to forget. So that's the scar.
now even you say,
Get that?
even when you say like have forgiven you, it's kind of like, what?
It's like you have the power.
I have the power.
I'm going to forgive you.
I forgive you.
Yes, now you can go free.
You can go free. Exactly. Now you don't have to feel so bad about yourself because I have forgive you.
Yes, because my feelings, it's not going to hold you back anymore. You can go.
But deep inside, I'm hurt. Deep inside, I'm burning. Don't do anything wrong. I'll bring everything back again to your face. The only one that might be able to forgive you is God. God is the only one. Well, it depends of the gods.
If you accept it.
Depends of the gods. Some gods are unforgiving. Like they're just, according to...
Right.
So there's no forgiveness.
Some God will not forgive me because I'm gay. We shouldn't be asking for forgiveness as long as we know what we're doing here. Actually, I don't think anybody knows because this is a chaos. What's going on in the world is getting even... it's getting worse.
No, but there is hope.
And now we cannot say some of the things because otherwise we'll be canceled.
You say whatever you want to say. Come on, I give you permission.
We're trying to be more together. The whole goal is to be one, more together. But we're creating more groups, more separation, more distance from each other. It's like this group here, this group here, this group there. I'm this, I'm that. I don't even know. I know I'm gay, but I don't know what category I'm on it.
The gay category.
Right, but I
The
can't.
LGBTQ
Plus something else. I mean,
in that category.
right.
We became categories now. Yeah, you're part of this, you're that group, this group. I don't know why we divide, split everything and not see ourselves as human beings.
Be careful. Be careful what you said. Because
they're going to come and get you. The
you
contract.
have a contract.
You have a contract. Stay in line. Stay with the topic. Don't go anywhere else. Just read the lines and
Okay,
be a good
let's
boy.
finish this way.
By the way,
Okay, I think it's...
let's finish. No way. Why
No.
finish this way? See, you're trying to control me?
No, I just want to ask people for forgiveness.
That was not funny.
I think it was. For what I say, forgive me. Hey, you can get away with that.
Forgive us for what we have said today.
You can get away with that. But the main thing is like, don't say it if you would need to ask for it.
What? So again, for a second, my mind went blank.
I know because I said we can get away with forgiveness because you do something, ask for forgiveness.
That's a good tactic.
Right.
So you always do wrong, forgive me, and then God keep forgiving you, or the parents keep.
No.
forgiving
But
their
you know what?
friends,
That is
everybody.
two different ways. There is sorry, which is like
Sorry and forgiveness.
No, it's
kinda,
not. Well, no.
Kind of the same category,
No.
no?
No.
Sorry.
No.
Oh, sorry for something like
Wait,
smaller.
let me explain. No, sorry is an excuse to do it again.
What about forgiveness?
Forgiveness is like deep.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
You really feel like, oh, I'm deeply. It's like a double sorry, deeply sorry.
Forgiveness? Forgiveness is heavier, right? It's really like next level of disappointment.
Right.
Wow, that was a good description of.
Just don't do it. You know what? Get the slogan from Nike and don't do it.
Or just do it.
Don't do it. And if you do it, own it. Own it. And if you feel like you have to ask for forgiveness, well, maybe you just,
When you go to the court,
Let's
don't you
just-
have to ask for forgiveness?
you know what?
Something like that?
Let's just make a contract for everything we do so we don't have to ask for forgiveness. It's just like, hey, look, you say something I don't like, I'm going to sue you. Well, now they're trying to do this with the cancellation stuff. So I'm going to cancel you. This whole cancellation generation. Ugh. So, sorry.
No, well, I mean, people are upset what they are hearing.
I got it. I understand that.
Don't be so
Learn
upset.
how to
Come
not
on.
say things.
Don't be such a
just learn-
snowflake, right? That's what they say. Come on, grow up.
We're too soft. We become too soft.
No, see, we're not picking sides here. We're just putting things on the
Right,
table.
yeah.
Of course, we need to be aware of the person who we are talking. This always needs to be respect and consideration.
Yeah.
But in the age that we live now, we talk about free speech. So I'm free to say whatever I want to say.
No,
No,
not really.
don't say no. Just look at the thing.
You can say whatever you can say whatever you want, but there is consequences now. A lot.
Yeah, there is consequences always what you say. And
We become the soft generation.
so what?
Okay.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Hey guys,
Forgive us.
forgive us.
Until next time.
Please forgive me. There's a song that goes like that.
What,
I don't know what I do. Please forgive me.
look, to be honest with you, we don't know anything. That's why we're here talking about.
We don't know nada.
No, we don't.
Again,
We're just saying bye.
one more time.
We know nada.